Hari Om. I have received many questions, about 50 of them. Questions generally come to our mind when we think, when we listen to a new subject, when we think, questions, doubts, they arise. Either because of some lack of complete information, or because of the way we look at the subject. So when we get enough information, or when we get to see the same subject from a different standpoint, our questions get cleared. So I will try to provide those information and also the different standpoint. And even after this, if the question remains, then you continue thinking, and it will slowly and steadily it will get answered as you proceed on this path. So I will try to answer this question briefly and to my satisfaction, because sometimes you might not be totally satisfied. If not, then you can meet me personally also, and we can resolve the questions. I have just randomly placed them more in a order of their size. So this is the smallest piece here. So the question is, how does one deal with one-upmanship, jealousy, backbiting, and envy in the office? See, there are different types of people we come across in life. We can't help it. However good or however bad you might be, you will find people interacting with you in different ways. So in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, the Patanjali Rishi has given one beautiful guidance, which I will mention, that Patanjali Rishi says that there are some people who are pleasantly disposed towards you, friendly, like good people, happy and pleasantly disposed. Towards them, we should have the attitude of friendship. Then there are people who are genuinely unhappy, sorrowful because of some reason or other. Towards them, we should have the attitude of karuna, compassion in our heart. Then there are people who are good people, punyavan, who are followers of righteousness, who have good values in them. So towards them, we should have genuine feeling of happiness in our life. We should be deeply happy that someone is honest, someone is following this good path. We should show genuine happiness in our heart. But those who are negative in approach, those who are following the path of unrighteousness or negatively disposed towards us, Patanjali Rishi advises upeksha. Upeksha means you just avoid those people as much as possible. And if possible, try to convert them into your friends. If it is not possible, then best is one avoids. Avoids not only as far as possible physically, but avoid contemplating on their statements in your head. Because people enter our system when we contemplate on them. Like whatever pravachan you are listening, if you contemplate on those pravachan, then those ideas will enter deeply in our head. If not, it remains on the superficial level and go away. Similarly, you might have a lot of friends who might be talking good about you, but those who talk ill about you must be thinking more deeply. So that need not be done. That is upeksha. Upeksha means be indifferent towards such people as far as possible. Go to the next question. That is how the question answers will be, briefly. If animals and plant life have no mind or intellect to control their actions, then how do they acquire or accumulate karma to determine their next birth? See, we as individuals, as a jiva, we are on a long journey. It's like it's a natural journey from a state of total ignorance, total unawareness, to a state of complete awareness. It's a natural process. From asat to sat, from darkness to light, from mortality to immortality, is the journey of all the beings, jivas. So we are consciously, unconsciously moving towards our evolution. So even at animal birth and all, the negativities, they keep getting eliminated by going through that experience, and they get birth in a higher plane of awareness. So even among the various beings, there are some beings which are totally more at a lower level based on their awareness. Then they rise higher and higher. Among animals also, some animals are considered at a lower level. Some are considered at a higher plane of spirituality, like cows and all are considered at a higher plane of spirituality, spiritual evolution. Among other animals, they are at a higher plane. It is a natural process. It's like Ganga Ji flowing from the Himalayas, it reaches the ocean. So some portion, if you take one area, we will have to say that it is either very near to the ocean or very far away from the ocean. Some waters are nearer to the ocean, some are far away from the ocean, but all of them are moving towards the ocean itself. So this animal, birds, plant also, they keep exhausting their negativities and taking higher and higher birth till they become more and more aware of their senses, more and more the faculty of mind and intellect gets developed as a human being or a humanoid, and then further the evolution takes place till that jiva becomes enlightened. So this is a natural process which everyone is following, and we are lucky to be now human beings. So once upon a time, we also have gone through all these other levels of our evolution. After knowing about the lakshana of sthita prajna person, should I just continue on my path of trying to work in a karma yoga way without bothering about consciously imbibing qualities of sthita prajna, thinking that if I am on the right path, then gradually I will reach these qualities in sahaja bhava only? See, the qualities of sthita prajna is mentioned. One is, it gives us an appreciation of our goal, what we have to attain. Another very interesting thing which I have not mentioned in my pravachan is that the natural spontaneous qualities of a realized person becomes a sadhana for others. When we try to imitate those qualities at a mental level, not physically imitating the Mahatma, but when we try to imitate those qualities of a realized person, they become sadhana. For an ignorant person, he has to put forth effort, but it is quite spontaneous for a realized master. And from the nature of a realized master itself are determined many of our dharma. The realized master doesn't have hatred for anyone, so not to hate anyone becomes dharma. And why he doesn't have hatred for anyone? It's natural, because he has recognized that the self in me is self in all. So there is no hatred or dislike for any creature, because it is a natural phenomena that we love ourselves the most. We have spontaneous love for ourselves. The Mahatma sees his own self everywhere. Therefore, there is spontaneous love for everyone. Ignorant person sees his self only in the body. Therefore, there is love only restricted to our body, our mind. So, the natural qualities of a Mahatma, a Sthita Prajna, become sadhana for others. But as far as our spiritual path is concerned, we should begin with Karma Yoga only. And the Karma Yoga itself will progress and take us to the ultimate goal, ultimate destination. Another question. Please explain the difference between Swadharma and Kartavya. Swadharma means our own dharma. And Kartavya is the duty. Actually, there is not much of a difference. Swadharma means Swakarma, our own responsibilities, our own duties. Seen from a holistic standpoint, not from a very selfish standpoint. Like, for example, now people have realized all over the world that it is our individual responsibility to see that we don't spoil the environment. They are talking about global warming, and they also talk about what you as an individual can do. We cannot say global warming ki farak panda, mere ko kya karna hai. I will put one AC and I will be very happy. But as an individual, it is our responsibility that we should take care of our environment also. So Swadharma is looking at our responsibility from a holistic standpoint. Therefore, we have to refer to the scriptures and think from a global standpoint before determining what exactly is my duty. So, Kartavya and Swadharma is same. Please explain what Bhagwan means by Mat Paraha in Shloka 61. In the second chapter of this which we studied, Shloka 61, Tani sarvani sayyamya yukta aseta mat paraha. It is said that senses should be controlled from all sides and one should be devoted to that Supreme. Bhagavan says, consider me as Supreme. So the question is, what do we mean by me as Supreme? Who is God? See, here Krishna himself talks about his own nature. We will see it in the later chapter also. He's not talking as an individual. He's talking as that self. Therefore, when he mentions about him, he says, Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashaya Stitaha. I am that Atma who is residing in all beings. And that Atma is also called Vasudev. Vasudev is a technical word. Vasudev, one meaning is Vasudev's son, Krishna. But Vasudev, Vas means who resides. The Devata who resides in everyone's heart is called Vasudev. And that is our own self. So when Krishna is talking as, consider me as supreme, he is not saying that me, Krishna, the son of Vasudeva in Vrindavan, consider me as supreme. But he is talking about that Atma. Consider that Atma as your supreme goal. And then control the senses, then that will be sublimation and not suppression. If one gives a higher goal to ourselves and then control, then that control becomes more beneficial. Otherwise, it can lead to a lot of negativities. So that mat paraha means Bhagwan who is